Hi and welcome to another episode of Nathan's Beer Reviews. Today we're going to be looking at White Rabbit Dark Ale. 4.9% alcohol by volume, 1.3 standard Australian drinks. English style brown ale brewed by the White Rabbit Brewing Company in Geelong, Victoria. Comes in this 330ml brown stubby bottle. White Rabbit is brewed and bottled in Australia by or under. I like that. By or under. Under license from White Rabbit Brewing, part of the Lion Group, 221 Swanston Street, Geelong, Victoria, Australia. So the White Rabbit Brewing Company, I believe, were an offshoot of Little Creatures Brewing, who were based out of Western Australia. I think it was a couple of brewers from the Little Creatures, then moved to Victoria, opened up White Rabbit, started doing their own thing. Both are now owned by the Lion Group, who are one of the big multinational brewing companies in this country. Lion are owned by Kirin, who I think are owned by Mitsubishi, so on and so forth. On their website, they classify White Rabbit Dark Ale as a English-style brown ale. And their ingredients on the website are yeast, which helps to make beer, hops, and three types of milk. Malt. 3 types of malt, pale malt, crystal malt, and Carrara malt, I think it was. So it would start with C, which is like a charred brown malt, which helps give it its colour. I have had this beer before. I haven't had it in a while, but I do remember enjoying it. So let's crack it open, see if I remember how good it is. I'm going to pour it into this Tooth's Pale Ale 500ml pint mug, which I picked up as a promotion when I worked at a pub several years ago. So let's crack it open. No smoke on the opening there. I'm going to pour it straight in. It's 500ml, so I should get the whole bottle in, no worries. Doesn't appear to be any sediment at the bottom of the bottle. We'll go off that. So, it's 2 to 3 fingers of tan off-white head. Very malty brown look to the beer. Actually, it looks like if you've ever poured a bottle of Coke into a glass, or a can of Coke into a glass. It's got that slight red hue to it, which I think is being picked up on the camera if you hold it up to the light. So it's not completely black, but looks very much like a English-style brown ale. The smell, bit of brown bread crust, bit of coffee. Definitely picking up the scent from the malts. Dark fruits, raisins, dates. Slight citrus note to it. Mango, passion fruit. Bit of roastiness. Anyway, smells pretty right. Smells pretty refreshing. Doesn't smell too heavy. Let's tuck into it. Cheers. Light to medium body, decent carbonation. You're getting that roasty coffee note flavour from the malts. Slight char to it. It's not too bitter. There's a drying finish to it. It's actually very drinkable for a dark ale. It doesn't have a great hop bitterness. I think this comes in at, how many IBUs? I can't remember if I don't remember seeing an IBU on their website. But yeah, it's not very bitter at all. If anything, it's actually a bit sweet from the malts. I have had the glass and the beer in the fridge for a few days, so I don't know if the chilledness is dulling the flavour slightly. But okay, fermentation with imagination. This beer is 99% sugar-free. Does that mean that it's like a light beer in America? Because I know in America light is usually light on calories, not light on alcohol, which is the Australian classification of light beer. And at 4.9% alcohol by volume, this is classified definitely as a full strength beer. I've actually noticed with beers brewed by the Lion Company, or the Lion being the parent company, all their beers now are coming in at 99% sugar-free. You know, they're trying to appeal to the really fit market, and beer is healthy. You know, if you really want to lose weight, you probably shouldn't be drinking beer. Back to the beer. It's okay. It's really quite smooth drinking. Has a very dry finish to it. It's not excessively hopped. It's not excessively malty. There are brown beers and dark ales that have a lot more going on with them. But, you know, it's sessionable. You know, a bit watery. Had a very thin to medium. I don't know, as I've gotten to the bottom of this, it just seems to be thinning out. Got some lacing around the edge of the glass. Definitely it has a dry mouthfeel towards the back of the sip. It's a bit malty. It's a bit hoppy. I'm not entirely sure what hops they use. They don't say on the website. I'm not picking up any Pride of Ringwood, which is a standard Australian hop variety. But I will say it's a pretty easy drinking brown ale. If you're a lager drinker, you won't be offended by it. If you're a serious IPA drinker, and you like your beers extremely hoppy, extremely malty, like a good punch full of flavour, you probably won't enjoy it too much. But for something different, it's not bad. It's got a nice roastiness to it. Nothing too offensive, nothing too in your face. Go well with a steak. Go well with a bit of, you know, roast dinner, roast beef, roast lamb. What am I going to give it? I'm going to give it a B. A B for White Rabbit Dark Ale. It's not the greatest dark ale out there, but it's definitely not the worst. It's pretty popular. This you do find it around in pubs and clubs nowadays quite regularly. And like I say, I haven't had it in a few years, but I do remember enjoying it, and I am enjoying this. It's not offensive. It's not awful. I don't know. As I drink more and more of it, the dryness seems to be coming out more. My mouth is incredibly dry right now. But yeah, a solid B for the White Rabbit Dark Ale. The label's pretty cool. Reminds you of, you know, what's the movie? Alice in Wonderland. Alice in Wonderland. That's been bugging me for the last hour. White Rabbit Dark Ale. If you jump down the rabbit hole, you won't be too scared. B for White Rabbit Dark Ale. And I'll finish this review by saying, drink responsibly, guys, but have fun, because no good story ever started with a kombucha. Cheers, guys, and see you in the next review.